You know, you can sleep well once you realize God's in control of your life. I don't like everything. I don't understand everything, just like you, but I do know He's in control. And I know no human being energized by Satan, not even Satan himself, can stop the purpose of God for your life or mine.
And here's what I've noticed. Even if you trust God and make a mistake, if you genuinely make a mistake, God has the most awesome ways of correcting that mistake. He knows your heart. He knows you're willing to do what He requires of you. And God knows better than we do that some things He requires of us is very difficult. But the question is, are you listening? And secondly, are you trusting that whatever He says for you to do, that you're to do?
Even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the dark times, He says, I will fear no evil, for what? Thou what? Art with me. It is the fact and the assurance that God is with us that makes all the difference. He says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. When you and I are walking through dark times, the first thing to remember is this: God is with us. Friend, God is always ahead of us. He's got everything under control. He's working everything in His absolute perfect timing. He has a purpose for every single solitary thing.
There are over 6,000 promises in the Bible. Let me just show you a few of them. The first one is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2. God says this: when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you pass through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned up. It will not consume you. God is with us, and He loves us. You're not in it by yourself. You're not alone. I would rather walk with God with none of my questions answered than to walk through life without Him and know all the answers.
God said in Isaiah, when you go through the waters, I will be with you. When you go through the rivers, they will not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. It's interesting that God didn't say, I'll keep you out of every fire. You won't have to face any floods. No, He said the challenges will come. There will be adversities and things we don't understand. But the whole key to this verse is when He said, I will be with you in the fire, in the flood, in the famine. Is it a greater testimony that God kept you out of the fire, or that He came with you in the fire and brought you through it?
While I wait, God works. This is not a nice little Christian sentiment to get you through a hard season. This is anchored in the unchanging Word of God. He promises us, if you wait on me, I'll work for you. If you wait on me, if you're patient, if you have expectation, if you don't give up, if you don't cash out, if you just keep following me, I promise you, you may not see what I'm doing. You may even be tempted to think I'm not doing anything at all, but all the while, I'm orchestrating things for my glory and for your good. God works while we wait. Even when I don't see it, and even when I don't feel it, you're working. So grab hold of that and cling to that truth. It doesn't mean your circumstances change in a minute. It doesn't mean you're going to wake up tomorrow to a bed full of roses. It just means that while you wait, heaven works.
God's always working. No matter what the crossroads you're at in life, when you are forced to face the trials and tribulations of life, when you are at the point not knowing what to do or where to turn, you can trust in God. Every one of us go through valley experiences. Every one of us are faced with these valleys. These are part of the experience of life. But every time we go through these valleys, we need to know that He's there. God may not do what you think. He may do the total opposite of what you think, but He's still going to do something. So many times we think, God, what have you done? Why have you left me out? No, man. Apathy's not in that brother's vocabulary. And he ain't never late. He made time. He is time.
And yes, your giant may be big, but Jesus is bigger. I am not minimizing the giant in your life. It is big. But Jesus is bigger.